revenue for economic sovereignty and self-reliance.
You can have a letter written by, I won't want to mention, but you can have a letter written from different corners, different people, but does that necessarily mean that document is authentic to a point that the GRA will accept that? We are established by an act of parliament, and we are entrusted by the government to take care of the tax issues in this country. Therefore, if anybody has a document that exempts you from paying tax, no matter, we have different codes of taxes that you pay. If you have any document, bring it to GRA.
Commissioner General Dabo further stated that the authority will not relent to hold companies accountable for failing to pay their taxes. He said it is high time that citizens and company owners respect law and tax regulations, adding that there will always be a way out with Simlex, either by paying their amount in full or present a payment plan to the authority. Binta Sise for iAfrican News.
And from the report on the Semlake and GRA saga, next we head to Tunisia, where Tunisian authorities have reassured citizens of the country's readiness in maintaining peace at its borders with Libya. Tensions escalated in the political war country, and the authorities are on alert to counter any threat that may emerge in the region. According to the National Security Council, measures are already put in place in the event of terrorist emergency in the country. Details of that in this report.
National Defense Minister Mohammed Karim Jamousi stressed that the situation is reassuring in the southeast of the country, saying that army units are fully ready to deal with any contingency.
We have reinforced the army presence on the border with Libya. Land, sea, air capabilities can adapt to any situation. The army is confident. The public should not worry.
Interior Minister Hisham Fourati said that all measures have been taken to prepare for any scenario on the Tunisian-Libyan border.
The security units installed throughout the year on the land and sea borders are now working to deal with the possible repercussions of the Libya crisis following the rise in tension in this neighboring country.
Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs noted that the Tunisian General Consulate in Tripoli has remained open since 2018.
Situation in Tripoli is abnormal. It's very complex, and the security situation is set to escalate. Tunisian diplomats are working in very dangerous conditions, but Tunisia is determined to keep the General Consulate open.
Authorities downplayed fears related to the influx of tens of thousands of displaced persons to Tunisia in the event of war outbreak in Libya. The National Security Council announced that measures have been taken to prepare for any possible infiltration of terrorists on Tunisian soil. Authorities said the situation in Libya should not distract security and army units from the challenges on the Tunisian-Algerian border.
And from that report in Tunisia, next we talk on matters of African economy, because the Africa's economic outlook continues to improve. With its GDP growth estimated at 3.4%, it is expected to rise to 3.9% in 2020 and 4.1% in 2021. The African Union Commission 2020 report indicates for stable and improved economy for the continent, with 5 countries taking the lead. Details of that in this report.
The 2020 Africa's economic growth outlook indicates stabilization in growth, which is expected to pick up but remains below historical highs. Leading the way are 6 economies among the world's 10 fastest growers: Rwanda, Ethiopia, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Tanzania and Benin. The African Union Commission says growth fundamentals are also improving, with a gradual shift from private consumption toward investment and exports.
This report, which analyzes the policies of a productive transformation, is designed to serve as a practical support of African leaders to achieve the targets of Agenda 2063.
For the first time in a decade, investment
and taken into account by the heads of state as they move their economies forward.
Africa's economic outlook continues to brighten. Its GDP growth, estimated at 3.4% for 2019, is projected to accelerate to 3.9% in 2020 and to 4.1% in 2021. But despite Africa's solid growth performance, only about a third of the countries achieved inclusive growth, reducing both poverty and inequality. The African Union says that to make Africa's growth more inclusive, countries need to deepen structural reforms to diversify their productive base, build resilience to extreme weather events, and adopting climate-smart agricultural techniques. To address inequality in education, the outlook appeals for progressive universalism in education spending, setting high priorities for the poor and disadvantaged for basic education where social returns are highest.
Well, we hope the African economy will continue to grow for the betterment of its people, so that, of course, Africans can feel the positive impact of it. Well, from that report, we bring this news bulletin to an end. But for more on these stories and others, you can log on our website on africa.tv. But for now, once again, I am Amadou Kante, and bye-bye.